If you haven't heard that song before, it was all about who let the dogs out. Today I'm going to be talking to you about budget for prisons and how the budget cuts have affected our society and what we can do about it. I'm here today to pretend that there would be a vote, and I'm hoping to receive your vote to be for supporting giving them back the budgets they need. First of all, each criminal holds back the entire society and our economy. The budget cuts take a toll on our prisons and the societies as well. Do not support tax cuts from, demolishing our society. Not only are the people that go to prisons and all these things, they don't get the help that they need, so when they come back to society, we're having a hard time keeping our society safe. Also another turn on this for us, because a lot of people really feel, why should we be giving more money to the prisons when they are the ones, that made the mistake. A lot of people feel that they should not support that because they, have earned where they are. But we also have to realize that by the prisons being overcrowded right now, they keep cycling back into our society. This will, if we support them having more budgets and getting that back, it'll prevent sexual and physical violence from happening in the prisons. They'll have more security, which will create more jobs for us and our economy as well. Also, it'll lower diseases because of the harsh truth of the sexual abuse in prisons. It is harmful because it then transfers back into our community, which affects us. Today I'm going to be sharing some facts with you. I have a couple graphs. I just want to go through the typical prisoner, how much, what it really looks like for us to be supporting them. Okay, these are the statistics that I'll be showing you. First, we need to know that we need to lower the amount of people in prisons. Right now, we are standing at over 100% capacity. So there's no room, people are not getting what they need, and prison was originally intended to help the prisoners. Now, they don't even have the resources that they need and that they want to have a better life. Written in a prison commission's report, it was called Confronting Confinement. It talks a little about, the typical inmates, how old they are, things like that, so I'm going to go through this chart with you. It's called the Age of Incarcerated Inmates. First of all, over here I have the amount of inmates, and it ranges from 0 to 45. Then I have the ages. In different groups, I have 18 to 24, which goes about up to 18. So that would be 18 inmates for every 18 to 24-year-old. 25 to 34 is a little bit over 35. 35 to 55 is a little bit under 30. And over 45 is about 12. So therefore, as you can see, we're focusing mainly on those that are 25 to 34 right now. That's sitting at about 36, 37, a little bit over 35. So this just shows who we need to focus on. In our society, those are the people that are going to be cycling back out into our communities. A lot of prison, times are under 15 years, some are over depending on, what has happened. Again, this is back to our safety because they are coming back into our communities eventually. How we can help? Well, we can help by supporting them to have the money that they need in the prison system to make it successful like we had planned. Also, the society overturn. I'd mentioned before that it'll create more jobs for us, and it's going to keep our communities safer and healthier. Next, I'm going to show you a different chart. And this statistic that I'll be going through is from PhD Stuart Henry. So that's the guy that did the research for us here. But the literacy levels in the USA, I'm focusing on the general population, who are not in jail or prison at the time, versus the incarcerated adults. So I'm going to be going through the findings of being completely illiterate and functionally illiterate. So either way, we're focusing on something that we're trying to fix by providing schooling and things like that in the prisons. It's ranging from 0% all the way up to 50%. So the general population for completely illiterate is about at 5%. For the general population, the functionally illiterate is a little bit over 20, so about 22%. Then we look at the incarcerated adults, which is almost 20%, about 18. And then that was for the completely illiterate versus the 5%. So we're seeing at least a double change there. Incarcerated adults that are fully illiterate is sitting at exactly 40% right now. That's pretty much half of them that are coming back out into our society. How this affects us, their education, if we provide the money that they need, they're going to come out with a PhD, able to have a job, helping our community. The generation effect, this is a tough one here because it's kind of our opinion that, a lot of families may go through as a chunk, although other statistics show that many times the prisoners that go for a long period of time, it's their first conviction of that big of an offense. So we need to realize that this is going to play an effect on our generations. If they have children, things like that, if they're not able to spend the time and come out in the community and be who they want to be and need to be what society needs them to be. Sorry if that was a little confusing. That was just kind of my opinion on that. Also a clear understanding. If they come out and they're able to understand work ethics and how things work and feel confident with themselves, we're also going to see a significant difference in these levels changing, hopefully. How we can help. We can definitely help by, like I said, supporting tax cuts. The future depends on us. We need to change what's going on right now in our society. It's too violent, the prisons are overcrowded, and we're not doing what we need to be successful. Then I'm going to talk about the criminal history. I stated earlier a little bit about those who have prior convictions. I'm going to focus on the amount of prisoners. So for 0 prison convictions before they went to prison, it's about 24.5%. Then we have, if they had 1 prior conviction, it's 16.7%. For 2 convictions, it's 16.2%. Then we have 3 to 5 before that, 24.7. So as you see, that's the 0 and the 3 to the 5 prior convictions are really close. So we have a chance on helping those, maybe to have a little more hope or a little more understanding possibly. And even the ones that need the rehab and need those facilities, they'll be available. Sorry about that. Then from 6 to 10, prior convictions, we have 12%, and then 11 sitting at 6. Therefore, we'll be able, with more funding, to drop below 100% capacity. Therefore, what we want to create possibly is separate security level for the convicts. They are so overcrowded right now that they don't even have the room to live comfortably, and every human being deserves it. Also important information. For the offenses that lead them into prison, right now, the percent for the prison population, I'm going to be showing you generally what that looks like in a prison. Getting in there for violence is at 47%, which is the highest. Property damage is at 22%. Drugs is at 21%, and public order is at 10%. So, after I have now provided you with lots of information that may seem overwhelming, or maybe some of it you knew. I'd like to just go over kind of, how I'm going to sum things up and why I'd appreciate your vote. First, I've explained the reasons why that supporting the prison system is important for you and our community. I intend to have my vote against cutting budget taxes and budget cuts for prisons. Therefore, I can make a difference while helping my society be safe. If there's any questions about this serious budget crisis, would anyone like to ask me?
But the question I have is, we saw in the chart that the lowest percent of convictions, people in prison have 0 prior. Why are we not addressing this issue at their first incident? We wouldn't have a budget crisis if we waited until they had 3 to 5 convictions before putting them in prison.
What they have done in the past is something that we can't really dwell on, I feel. I understand those concerns, and a lot of them I agree on, but right now we're sitting at the point where our prisons are so overcrowded that they're not getting those, so those aren't being met. That's why I personally plan to vote, to prevent these budget cuts from continuing to happen, because things are either going to get worse or they're going to get better. And for $2.30 a year annually, we can bump that back up to where we need to be, so they can have separate cells and they can focus on what's needed, possibly treatment or education, even support classes on how to live in society. A lot of people feel that, they are not really sure how to live and what to do, so learning those things would be really important. Does that answer kind of what you were thinking?
Yes, it does.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions about the crisis on them taking money? No? Okay, thank you for your time, everyone, and thank you guys. Please, just show the